corporate social responsibility. Who's heard of corporate social responsibility? Yeah. That plays a big part in the coaching culture in companies these days. I think it's about making sure everyone has mutual benefit, as you know. So it's not just the old way where keep the shareholders happy and keep the customers happy. It's about the workers' families and their health and the people who supply the company. It's making sure that everybody is getting value, win-win-win situations. And there's quite a lot of examples of what some of the companies are doing now. Citigroup, which you know is a big banking financial group, they have a suit drive, and they work hand in hand with a charity that supplies business clothes to people who are coming back into the workplace. And these may be people who've been homeless or drug addicts or whatever. They're getting back on their feet, and they're going for job interviews and going to work, but they don't have any clothes. So there's a charity that collects business clothes, and Citigroup has suit drives where everybody brings in their old suits and business clothes to donate to the charity, which is it's a wonderful sort of synergy, isn't it? So it's the way they can help. It doesn't cost them anything. Nestle have their cocoa plan. So all the cocoa farmers that provide them with their cocoa, they work on building wells, improving crop rotation and so on, providing education for those families. And again, it's a win-win situation, because if those cocoa farmers are living in better conditions, then they're going to be more productive, and that will help Nestle. Johnson & Johnson have all sorts of health plans for their workers, exercise plans, resilience programs, nutrition. Marks & Spencer and Timberland, a lot of companies do this. They say to their workers, okay, you can spend 1 day a month working with the charity of your choice, and you get paid for that. It's a weekday. Instead of coming to work, you go and work for them. Well, imagine what this does for the loyalty in the company. You know, how great you feel about working for a company that does that. And in my company, Performance Coach Training, we run coaching courses for young leaders who come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Again, ex-prison, people who've been in prison, ex-drug addicts, homeless, kids. And it works on so many levels, because all of our trainers just love to deliver these programs, so it gives them something. We can use the programs to train up our trainers, so we get that benefit. And you can imagine it increases the trust. The trainers trust us because they know if we're going to put our time and money into something like this, they feel they can trust us. So it works on lots of levels. It's also the most motivating and empowering and fantastically enjoyable thing that I've ever done in my entire life, personally. So I have a personal interest in this. After spending years going out, you know, working with corporate managers, coaching skills at the moment are mostly only available to corporate managers who have companies to pay for expensive courses, and for middle-class consultants who've, you know, worked their way into it. And I began to get quite passionate about taking coaching out to the to uneducated people, to disadvantaged people, people who wouldn't be able to afford to get onto a coaching course. And do you know what we found? Was that it worked faster and quicker with the disadvantaged people. They picked it up faster than our corporate managers. So they were asking really advanced, in-depth coaching questions in the first part of the program, whereas the sort of things the corporate managers are asking when they come back 6 weeks later after 6 weeks of practice for the second part. I don't know if it's because they're younger or because their backgrounds help them to make them think or whatever, or they're more open to the learning, but that's what we found. It's been very satisfying. Thank you.